Hello there, and welcome to the Lupine Epicurean. I'm your host, Chef Paul Wolf Holloman. That's the Lupine in the Epicurean. And on our first episode of Lupine Epicurean, we're going to do something really fun. We're going to do something, a very spring, summery kind of dish. We're going to do a potato salad. Tomorrow is Sunday, and it's the day that all my friends come over to grill out and play some games. So I'm preparing this the night before. So hopefully we will have some nice garlicky, spicy potato salad. So let's talk about what we need. Alright, so for the potato salad that we're going to do, we're going to need a bag of red potatoes. Now I'm probably only going to use half of this bag, but I suppose we could probably do the whole bag if we wanted to and just add a little more of everything else. You're going to need some of what I call veggie gruel, which is essentially green peppers cut up, onions cut up, with the spice of your choice. I usually make a bowl of this at the first of the week and use it throughout the week in many of my dishes. You're going to need some radishes. We're probably going to use about 5 or 6 radishes, and some carrots. We're going to shred those up. We're going to try to julienne those best that we can. You're going to need some fresh garlic. I've got this wonderful jar here just full of fresh garlic. We're going to go with that. We're going to need mustard, because this is going to be more of a mustard-based potato salad, but we are going to put just a little bit of mayonnaise in there to give it some creaminess. But the key is the spiciness, and we'll talk more about the spices when we get to that point. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take this bag of potatoes, I'm going to cut them up, we're going to boil them, and while they're boiling I'm going to cut up some of these other vegetables. Now for my potato salad, what I've done is I have cut up these small red potatoes into various shapes and sizes, put them into a simmer pot. I'm going to put probably about 1.5 cups of water in there and let it boil. Basically I want to soften those up enough, but not too soft, because I don't want mashed potatoes. What I want is potato salad, so there's got to be some consistency left into them. So I'm going to boil them probably for about 10 to 15 minutes max, maybe cut back a little bit on that in this wonderful clay simmer pot. So that's what you're looking for right there. So as you can see, we've got some carrots here that have been grated. I've got about probably about a little more than 1/4, closer to 1/2 cup of grated carrots, and the nubs I just went ahead and cut up as best I could. We've got some sliced radishes. We're going to put aside about 1/3 cup of the gruel, and we're going to use a little bit more of that here in a minute in the wok. You can see we've got our chopped up 3 cloves of garlic. So meanwhile our potatoes are boiling away. They've been boiling now for about 5 minutes, and we're going to go ahead and put about 1 tablespoon of olive oil in the wok so that we can cook up the garlic. We're going to saute the garlic, and along with that about a spoonful of the gruel, and that'll be our starting point. Alright, so we've got the garlic in there. We've got 3 cloves of sliced garlic. We've got I actually went with 3 spoonfuls of gruel, which is the green pepper and onion, and I'm going to put some lemon juice in there, saute a little bit, and we're just going to saute that for about 2 minutes, just get it heated up, get the flavors to start releasing so we can infuse it with potatoes. Alright, so as you can see, I've drained the potatoes, and I've put the potatoes in the wok. I'm getting ready to turn this up to just under medium. The purpose here is not really to cook what's in the wok, but to get the flavors from the onion and the green pepper and the garlic infused into those potatoes now that they're a little softer. And this is one of the reasons why we didn't want to go completely soft in the simmer pot, is because we are going to be basically cooking these potatoes a little bit longer. But again, the purpose here is to get the flavors infused. So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to put it in a bowl, and we're going to start putting everything else together. And so here we have our potatoes that have been cooked for about 4 minutes in the wok on just under medium. Did cover it once for about 40 seconds. And we've got those flavors now infused in the potatoes, and we're ready to start adding the rest of the ingredients. Now, we do want this to have some good spice flavor. I know that I'm going to be doing barbecue ribs tomorrow, so I could go Mediterranean, I could go, in that kind of direction, but since I'm going to be doing barbecue, I want to sort of offset that a little bit. I'm going to go with this mix of McCormick's lemon pepper with herb. I think that'll give it a nice sort of summery flavor. So, we're going to start putting the last of the touches on this. Yeah, we've got our bowl with our potatoes and our mix that we did in the wok, and I'm going to liberally put some of this lemon with herb on there because I really like this stuff. So that's going in there, and I'm going to take my 1/3 cup of veggie gruel and put in there. We're going to take the shredded carrots and we're going to put in there, get all that out of there. And our sliced radishes. The radishes will actually add, if you know anything about radishes, eat one by itself. Usually there's a little bit of spice, a little tanginess there. So that's going to give us some of our spiciness that we wanted as well. We've just got these nice slices, and in some cases half slices. So we're going to get those in there. Now comes the part. We want this to be a mustard-based potato salad more than a mayonnaise. But we do need some mayonnaise because we need some creaminess in there. So I am going to put in there about 1/4 a cup. Yep, that's about 1/4 cup of mayo right there. And I'm going to go heavy on the mustard. And what I'm using is some of this organic German mustard. So it's got some spiciness in it as well. It's like a spicy brown mustard. And I'm going to put about probably half a cup. That's what I'm going to start out with. I may need to put a little bit more, but that's what we're going to start with. And then I'm going to get my spoon here, and we're going to mix this all together. We're going to try to evenly distribute it as much as possible. Oh, and you can smell it coming off of there. Such a wonderful smell when all those pieces come together. So, something I'm going to do now, and I know earlier I said we don't want mashed potato, but we are going to mash this a little bit because we want to break up, even though we've got small pieces of potato, we want to break it up a little more. We want it to be kind of crumbly as we're mixing it all together. So, I am in fact going to smash it. And just use a basic smasher here, and I'm not going to put a lot of pressure on. I'm just trying to get the potato to sort of crumble on its own since it's already soft. Alright, so let's talk about two last ingredients, and this is really just a matter of what you want to do. I am on a low salt diet, so I'm not going to put any salt in, but you may want to put some salt in. However, I love pepper. I'm going to put pepper in there, and I'm probably going to put at least 1/4 of a tablespoon of pepper in there, and to give it some more of that what I like to call either the springy or the summery feel that you want, I'm going to put some mint flakes in. I want to have just a little bit of a coolness to come at the end of all that spiciness. So I'm going to put that in there, and then I'm going to mix it one last time. Now what you may want to do instead of mint is, if you're going to be serving this for your guests in a bowl, top it off with some parsley. That may be a good way to go. So we are now done. My bowl's a little messy. It's not exactly the presentable type, but we have got it. So I'll show you what we have. There you go. Some summery mustard-based potato salad.
That concludes episode 1 of the Lupine Epicurean. I want to thank you for joining me today, and I hope that you join me in the future. I'll be adding episodes, hopefully on a regular basis, as a compendium to my foodie website, the Lupine Epicurean, which you can find at lupicurean.blogspot.com. It's right here. It should be scrolling one of these ways. So come and visit my food site. I do reviews. I do recipes. We just talk about food in general. And when you want to try a recipe that I've tried and really like, then come here to YouTube, to the Lupine Epicurean channel, and you can see exactly how I do it. The whole idea here is to have fun, to experiment in the kitchen. You'll notice that I don't always use all the same tools. Do a lot of guess, a little Justin Wilson style, if you will. So, thanks again for joining us, and I'll see you next time in the kitchen.